Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Moji has been slightly nerfed in OB 67.5 as the cooldowns on her Scamper and Magic Barrier ability have each been increased by 2 and 3 seconds respectively. This might make her a bit harder to play, but it certainly does not stop her from being a top tier, A-rated, 5 Michelin star Cancer champion. This will be an in-depth guide on how to play Moji and friends. If you're new to Moji, you might want to have your Shimmering and Scoot cards at level 4 or 5, as these two cards will allow you to reduce the cooldowns of Magic Barrier and Scamper. If you already know how to play Moji and understand her cooldowns fairly well, especially after OB 67.5, you will go for more sustain through the Harmonious and Scurry cards, as these two cards will allow you to heal for 1000 health simply by using Magic Barrier and Scampering. Moji is a flanker. That means that she has higher mobility and burst but lower HP than the other classes of champions in the game. She is also very good at close range combat. Sustain is Moji's middle name. She is able to heal around 1000 health every 7 to 10 seconds in OB 67.5 without making use of any cooldown reduction cards or chronos. By making use of Scamper, Moji can chase down enemies that are low and are trying to escape. She can also get herself out of danger immediately, as this ability allows her to move really quickly. If Moji gets into danger, she can simply use her Magic Barrier. This creates an impenetrable field around her for 2 seconds, and any enemy that shoots at it while it is active will receive 10 stacks of Magic Mark, which allows you to burst them down very quickly after you're out of it. It also allows you to heal for up to 500 health by making use of the Harmonious card in your loadout. The first topic will be target prioritization. Since Moji is a flank, she will need to target the enemy supports and damagers. Most of the times, these champions are located in the enemy backline, usually directly behind their front lines, so what you want to do to get to them is go around and flank them. When flanking, it is not always necessary to get a kill. If you see that you're gonna get killed, just do some damage and get out of there. Distracting the enemy for about a second or two is enough for your team to set up and start moving in. If the enemy team is too organized and aware of your presence, this usually makes it very difficult to flank. Sometimes when you go around to flank, they just turn around and burst you down. If this happens to you, what you want to do is poke, which means just do some damage and get out of there. Just try to distract them, keep distracting them, and wait for that moment until your front lines push in and your damages unleash a ton of damage. Once you see the enemy starting to retreat, this is when you want to go in and get your kills. Moji's main role is to kill enemy supports, damagers, and most of all, confirm kills. If you allow an enemy to get away and regenerate their health, this allows them to come back into the fight, and all the effort that your team has put into killing them has simply gone to waste. The best way to kill an enemy with Moji in a 1v1 situation is to coat and soak. By this I mean, you shoot them, and as soon as they retaliate by shooting back, you use your Magic Barrier. This will mark them with 10 magic marks and allow you to deal around 735 damage per left click shot. This will help you burst them down, and you should be careful as you will not have your Magic Barrier up for a while. The next topic is cooldown management. Moji already has such short cooldowns, even after OB 67.5, so cooldown management should not be that much of a problem. But I mean, you cannot scamper into the enemy backline, immediately use your Magic Barrier so you can coat an enemy and then burst them down. What happens if the enemy turns around and collapses onto you? There'll be no way out, and a 1-to-1 trade is never worth it. Unless if it's, let's say, the enemy support, but you were looking for something like a 2-to-1 trade, or just getting back there, killing someone and getting out. A good Moji chooses their battles and knows that not all battles can be won. It is not wise to be stubborn and just try to chase that one kill even though you see the entire enemy team coming after you. This will simply make you die and keep you out of the game and from having an impact for around 7 to 10 seconds. And that could be a lot of time in which so much could go wrong for your team. The next topic is Moji's ultimate. Moji's ultimate is Bon Appetit. It casts an arcane spell that transforms a single victim into a delicious treat for your two-headed pet. Coming into contact with this treat executes the victim and prevents ability-based revival. If the enemy had a Terminus and you altered him as Moji, he will not be able to use Reanimate, which can give your team the advantage if the enemies were depending on his ultimate. When using your ultimate, it is always advisable to have Scamper up, because it feels like the walking speed of Moji is a little bit slower than the walking speed of the treat, and this can allow them to get away and turn back into whatever champions they were. The next topic is zoning. Zoning is basically taking the fight to the enemy instead of waiting for them to bring it to you. Once your team has taken control of the objective, as a flank you want to move up where you have sight of the enemies like spawn point and you want to dismount as many of them as possible. This will allow your team to gain more percentage on the objective. But what you do not want to do is die while zoning. This will give the enemy team an advantage as they will have one more champion in the fight than your team, and this can potentially lead to them annihilating your team and possibly taking control of the objective. I want to thank you for watching until the end of the video. I hope you found the video interesting or useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, as it will really help me and my channel out.